all going to start in child's pose. So however you need to get there, your knees out wide, on the sides of your mat, and your feet behind you to get comfy here. You can give your butt a little heel massage. Whatever you kind of got to do to warm up your hips, do it. And then slowly begin to send those hips back, pushing down into this pose. Inhaling your fingertips forward, stretching out the space under your shoulders. And exhaling to push those hips back even more. Forehead pressed into the mat. Begin to tune into that deep, mindful inhale and exhale. Take one more deep breath in and one more deep breath out. And in your head, tell yourself that you're worthy, you're loved, and your body is beautiful. Inhale that in while I'm letting this person go. No, you're so fine. Don't worry about it. Tuning back into this breath. I had to let someone else in. So now we'll all be here together in a second. But you're focusing on some of the thoughts that may arise when you're in this still position, alone with your thoughts. Think of what to do and how to breathe to diminish any of those unwanted thoughts. How to cultivate and amplify the good thoughts. Learn to see what starts to arise when you sit in this silence with yourself. And use your breath and use movement to allow yourself to grow. Taking one more deep breath in here and one more deep breath out. Begin to walk your hands over to the left side of your mat, stretching out your right side body. With your inhales and exhales, stretch a little farther, sink a little deeper. Taking one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out, really feeling this right body stretch. And slowly, whenever you're ready, walking your hands back to the front of your mat, taking a deep breath in and exhaling back into child's pose. Bringing your forehead to the mat, taking a deep breath in, giving yourself a sigh. Focusing back on this breath. Go ahead and move to the opposite side now, letting that breath guide you. Inhaling, stretching more, exhaling, and falling over. Inhaling, stretching a little more. Exhaling, sinking your hips back. Working through this breath and movement pairing. Take one more deep breath in. And begin to walk your hands back to the center of your mat. Push back into child's pose. Let your forehead drop. Tune back into this breath. And go ahead, feeling your body activated a little bit here, your breath a little engaged. Begin to set a small intention for yourself. It could be just for this practice or for when you walk out of the studio. But take this with you and understand that a lot of yogic text says that it's better for your soul to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live in imitation of someone else's life with perfection. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and start living your own life if you haven't already. As imperfect and clumsy as it may look, it resembles you thoroughly. And that is all you can ask of yourself in your life. Set this intention now if you haven't already. Breathe in everything that serves this intention and exhale out everything that doesn't. Take a deep breath in and another deep breath out. When you inhale, draw yourself up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. You can sit crisscross or you can sit on your feet, however you want to get there. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands down to your sides. Palms are up towards the sky, welcoming in all the good, all the sunshine that's here today. Take a deep breath in and inhale those hands up to the sky. And exhale them back down to your sides. Inhale them back up. Exhale, bring them back down to your sides. Now keeping your hands where they are, inhale your shoulders up to your ears. It looks silly, but it feels good. And exhale, drop them all the way down. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears again. And exhale, drop them all the way down. Go ahead and let your chin follow. Bring your chin to your chest, letting your head drop. Slowly begin to bring your left ear to your left shoulder, feeling the stretch in your neck. And slowly bring your lips over your shoulder, give yourself a little kiss. And then gently lower it back down, chin to chest. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Go ahead and slowly bring your right ear to your right shoulder now. Take a deep breath. Rotate and give yourself a little kiss on your shoulder. And rotate it back down. Bring your chin to your chest. Totally collapsing into yourself, releasing any stress in your neck or your shoulders or your back or anything. Feeling vulnerable here. Yes, thank you for turning off air conditioning. It's allowing us to all be here for a second with ourselves. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale your hands all the way up to the sky. Let your head drop back. Reach for the ceiling. Keep your head where it is, but let your hands drop behind you. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. And slowly let those hands drop behind your feet, opening your chest and your heart up to the sky. Take a deep breath here. Feel the stretch in your back. And then gently release the hands, plant them back at your sides, and slowly bring your spine back up to a neutral position and let your chin drop in front of you, chin to chest. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Go ahead, plant your left hand at your side. Fall over to the left side, inhaling your right hand up and over. Inhale, exhale, fall a little deeper. Really feel that stretch in your ribs, in your armpit. Letting your chest stay open and not collapsing over your mat. For one more deep breath. Exhale it out. And inhale everything back up to the sky. Fold everything forward. Let your head drop. Keeping your fingertips on your mat, slide your fingers back up with your inhale back into your lap or at your sides. Actually at your sides, because we're going to keep our right hand down now and slowly bend over to the right or whatever side you didn't do. Feeling that side body stretch in your ribs. Inhale, reach for the wall. Exhale, fall a little deeper. Don't let your chest collapse. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And with your next inhale, push yourself up, back, reaching tall for the sky. We're gonna lower them, interlace them at our backs again. Open those shoulders and that chest up, let your head drop back. Now we're gonna keep our fingers interlaced and slowly fall over our legs, bringing our forehead to the mat and our arms and fingers interlocked up behind us. For 3, 2, 1, gently lower your hands back to your lower back and then release them, either keeping them down by your feet or placing them back up in front of your head for child's pose. Whichever you prefer. Take a moment for some deep breaths right here. If you need a sip of water or you want to stretch some hips, whatever you got to do, take your deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling, sighing everything out. Go ahead and lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Take a deep breath in here. Your knees are hip length apart. Kind of adjust your body so there's not too much pressure on your knees or your wrists. Take one more deep breath in here with a flat back. You feel your core engaged. We're going to inhale our right hand up to the sky. Stretch open here. Feel the twist. And then bring that hand through the left side, threading the needle and falling over and open onto that right shoulder. You can either extend this hand out, the left hand out in front of you, long. Keep it bent to twist open more. Or if you'd like to bring it back behind you at your lower back for a little bit more of a twist and a half bind, go ahead and try that. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Taking one more deep breath. Go ahead and wherever that left hand is, bring it back in front of you, engage the palm, lift yourself up and out of this stretch, twisting back up to the sky. Bringing out that towel after a long week. And gently lowering the hand back down onto your mat. Shoot yourself back to child's pose, keeping the movement and working into some hip circles. They can be as small or as big, as expressive as they want them to be. However, your hips need to be moved. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Focus on how your hips are feeling and switch directions wherever you are. If things are popping and cracking, it's working. Now go ahead and pull yourself back up to a tabletop position. Lower your hips down and come into upward facing dog, letting your head drop back. Taking another deep breath in. Focusing on your breath, inhaling and exhaling, slowly lowering yourself to the mat. Inhaling, lifting yourself back up. Exhaling and lifting yourself back down. Go ahead and with your own breath pace, instead of some cat-cows first, we're just going to be moving and flowing up and down with our inhales and our exhales to stretch out all of our backs, our lower back and our upper back. Express your body and your breath however you need to for just a couple rounds. Stretch out what you need. Connect to that breath with your movements. Feel pretty as you do it. Like connecting to music. It's kind of like dancing, but on the floor. I'm gonna do one more together, inhaling all the way up and slowly lowering down to the ground, bringing your hands out to a T. Keeping your chin and your gaze at the front of the room. At the count of 3, we're gonna lift our hands and our feet off of the ground. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift everything up for 3, 2, 1. Drop everything back onto the mat. Let your cheek fall to whatever side it wants to go on. Bend at the knee and sway your feet side to side. Go ahead and drop them back down behind you. On the count of 3, we're gonna lift everything up again. 1, 2, 3, inhale. Feel all your muscles engaged. Feel like Superwoman, Superman, whoever, super whatever. Lift up and exhale, drop everything down. Bring your cheek to the other side. Bend your knees and sway them back side to side if you need. Or just drop them down and feel your beating heart against your mat. Now go ahead and inhale those hands back to your shoulders. Your elbows are tucked in to your ribs. We're going to inhale to that upward facing dog again. And we're going to push up and back onto our knees, bringing those knees up in a little closer for tabletop. Taking a deep breath in and letting our chin rise to the ceiling. Let your back naturally arch. Go ahead, tuck the chin, letting your spine get drawn up to the ceiling. And dropping your stomach, bringing your chin up to the sky again. Going through this movement now with your breath, just like we did on our stomachs. Connecting your breath to your amazing bodies. That mind and body connection will save you. Breathing here and engaging those core muscles, igniting the heat from the center of your body and allowing it to get spread everywhere else. Go through this a few more times. You can imagine there's a bar in front of your face. Engage your elbows to tuck yourself under the bar, like cheating limbo, and then untuck yourself under the bar to really focus on highlighting the spinal curve. Really pay attention to how your vertebrae are moving and where in your back those vertebrae might not be as comfy as they need to be. I'm gonna move through this. One more deep breath in and one more deep breath out. Come back to a neutral spine wherever you are. Taking one more deep breath, exhaling it all out. We're gonna send our feet behind us for a plank. Hold this here, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You can also drop your knees, your core is still engaged. And we're gonna slowly lower ourselves to the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath out. Keeping your hands where they are. Bend your right knee and inhale your hands back. Trying to grab that right foot behind you, stretching your quads, seeing if you can give your butt another heel massage, but remembering to breathe. Take one more deep breath in, one more deep breath out, and release that foot back down. And bring them both up, sway them side to side. Wiggle a little. And now just keep that left leg bent, send the right leg back behind you. Grab that right ankle and pull it in to your sit bone, your glutes. Really feel that quad stretch. Your foot can kind of be on the outside of your hip if that helps you, or you can bring it directly back. Taking one more deep breath in. With your exhale, release this grip, send your foot back down at your sides, bring your cheek down, letting your hands come down to your sides or wherever, out to the sides, wherever you want to express them. No one will ever tell you to move your hands. So take a deep breath here. Reconnect with that heartbeat. Feel your heart rate increasing with these little movements. Take one more deep breath in. And go ahead and plant your hands back up by your shoulders. Push yourselves back into a child's pose. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Pull yourselves forward to tabletop. Come to a high plank. Push yourself down to low plank. You can be on your knees. Inhale to upward facing dog. You can drop your legs if you need, and then tuck those toes, send it back to our first downward dog. Get comfy here, pedal out your legs if you need to. Do whatever you gotta do here to make those feet comfortable and feel strong so you can push your hips back and alleviate some of the pressure off of those wrists. Add a little bend to those knees to help you send your hips back if you need. Take one more deep breath in and find this stillness. Feel strong. Let your head drop, releasing all the stress and all the tension from the week and the weekend. Doing whatever you got to do with your head. Yeah, you guys look great. Release all that. There's no space for tension here. Take one more deep breath in and slowly begin to walk your feet up to your hands as slow as you can. When you get there, just hang and forward fold. Let your head drop even more. You can add a little bend to your knees. If this stretch is too straining on them, if you have a block, you can also place it in front of you. Take one more deep breath here in this fold. Begin to walk your hands over to the left side as best as you can. You can also move your block to the outside of your left foot to touch that instead. Just keeping your hips parallel to the front of the room and your head is dropped. For one more deep breath in, exhale, release, and come back to center. Sway side to side a little. And walk your hands over to the right side, moving your block there if you need it. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Slowly walking your hands back to the center of your mat. Inhaling halfway to a halfway lift. Engaging your core and placing your hands anywhere but your knees. Exhale and send everything back down. Make these movements dramatic. Let your head drop and bob. Let gravity take its control over you. Allow that to be the only thing in this world that you allow to control you. Gravity, and that's all, nothing else. Inhale all the way up. Bring your hands to the ceiling. Your spine is as long as you can make it. Reach up, scrunch those shoulders, and exhale everything back down. Let that head drop, let your body bob, whatever you gotta do, sway side to side. Inhale up to a halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale those hands all the way back up to the sky. Give yourself a little back bend if you want. And exhale them all the way back down to the ground. Take a deep breath in and out. Go ahead, plant your hands. Bend a little bit in your knees, plant your hands in front of you. Send your right leg back, your left leg back, high plank. You're gonna exhale to low plank where you can drop your knees and inhale to upward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, move back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Slowly tiptoe, or however you want to get to your hands, get there. But meet in forward folds, let your head drop, sway side to side. Come back to neutral and inhale up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, engage your core. Exhale, send everything down. We're gonna plant our hands, bend our knees, send our left leg back now, then our right leg for high plank. Drop our knees for low plank. Move up to upward facing dog with your inhale. Breathe here for one deep breath. And push everything back to downward facing dog. Go ahead and drop those knees. Send yourself back into child's pose, bringing your forehead to the mat and feeling the difference in the fluidity of your body and your joints, maybe in your mind. Reconnect with that breath if you lost it. Inhaling, filling up your chest, filling up your heart. Exhaling, letting everything go, collapsing into that heart. Go ahead and just bring your head up, just looking up at your hands in front of you. Go ahead, pretend like you're pressing your left hand up against the wall. Take your right hand and just bring those fingers back. Stretch out your wrists a little bit. Do the same thing with the right hand. Press it up against that imaginary wall and pull those fingers back. Take a deep breath in and do some left wrist circles one way. Remembering to breathe and switching directions, going the other way. And gently place that hand back on the mat. Inhale that right hand up. Exhale and begin to do some wrist circles one way. Remembering to breathe and doing them the other way. And gently place that hand back down on the mat, as well as your forehead sinking back down, sending your hips back and straightening your spine, lengthening your fingertips out in front of you. Take another deep breath in. With your next inhale, pull yourself up into a tabletop position. We're gonna send our left leg back behind us. So we have our right knee bent. Go ahead and push yourself up on that back foot to bring your right leg up like a lunge. And then drop your left knee back behind you. Yep, you all look great. Plant that left hand down into the mat. Inhale your right hand up and open, twisting to the right side. Feeling that stretch in your right glute, as well as in your upper back and your chest. Breathe into this lunge and into this twist. Feel in your hips where you need to get deeper, and breathe to all those areas of discomfort. You all look awesome. Take one more deep breath in. And gently with your exhale, bring that right hand back down, frame your front foot, and just fall forward a little bit in this lunge here. Just feeling where in your hips. You may need to send that breath a little later. For one more deep breath, and go ahead, push yourself back onto your right or to your left foot. Come onto a seated position and bring your left foot into your inner thigh. Inhale your hands up and fold over your right foot. If you can't grab your foot, you can add a little bend in your knee or give some love to your ankles and your shins because they need to be touched too. Exhale and fall over yourself, bringing your forehead as close to your knee as you can. Taking one more deep breath in. And then we're gonna inhale, lift yourself back up to a neutral spine and cross our left knee over our right leg, or left foot over our right leg. Inhale those hands up, bring your hands to heart center and twist over to the side using your right elbow to pivot off your knee, bringing that left hand behind you and twisting open for this spinal twist, however you need to get there, or however you need to twist, opening your arms up, out, breathe to this pose, breathe to your spine. For one more big deep breath in, one more deep breath out. Bring both of your hands behind you now, both of your feet out in front of you. Crisscross your legs up, crisscross applesauce. Twist yourself back up to a tall seated position. Inhale your hands up to the sky. Exhale them out in front of you and pull yourself up to a tabletop position. We're gonna extend our right leg out in front of us, or behind us, sorry. And draw our left foot up into our hands and drop the right knee down. So however you get here, it's fine by me, I don't care. Just stretch out your hip, that's all I'm asking you to do. When you feel comfortable here on your knees and on your wrists, go ahead and plant your right hand down into your mat. Inhale that left hand up to the sky, twisting open. Yes, you all look great. That's a great thing, by the way. If you want to plant your hands, your right hand on a block to help you twist up and open more, I love that. Oh my gosh. You can go ahead and try whatever you need to do. Your block is your friend. Take one more deep breath in. Feel that stretch in your hips. And exhale, frame that foot. Fall a little bit forward into this lunge. One more time. Feel the stretch on the other hip. And push yourself back onto that right foot. You can take it out or stay seated on it or bring the foot into your left thigh. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale and fold to grab onto your left foot. Letting your head drop and flexing your toes towards you will help you get here. You can always add the bend to your knee and hold another part of your leg as long as you're never hurting your knee joint, because that's a very expensive surgery, I'm letting you know. Take another deep breath here, fall a little deeper. Try and kiss your knee for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and slowly come back up to a neutral spine. Cross that foot over the leg. Inhale your arms up. Bring your chest or your hands to your chest. Twisting open to the other side and letting your hands come back behind you. Your arms come open and you twist over to the opposite side. Never letting your chest collapse, keeping it up to the sky. Taking one more deep breath in. Exhaling and twisting a little deeper. Focusing on what needs to have breath sent to it. Take one more deep breath in. Breathe to that discomfort and exhale, releasing this spine, placing your hands back behind you, extending both of your feet out. Just keep your hands behind you here, actually. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, kind of like you're just chilling on the beach. But go ahead, bend a little bit to your knee, add a little bit of a bend to your knee. We're gonna push up with our hips, straighten those legs for 1, 2, 3, and gently lower back down. Extend your feet out in front of you, flex your feet. Go ahead, add a little bit of a bend. On the count of 3, inhale, lift yourself up. 1, 2, 3, exhale, gently lower yourself back down onto the ground. Take one more deep breath in, deep breath out. And we're gonna crisscross our legs into a seated position. Inhale our hands up to the sky. Inhale them down to our sides, or exhale them down to our sides, excuse me. Inhale them up one more time. And when you exhale, plant them down in front of you and pull yourself up onto a tabletop position. Adjust where needs to be adjusted. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Go ahead and come up onto that high plank and push yourself back into a downward dog. You can move through upward facing dog into downward dog if you like. We'll come right back up into here and inhale our right foot up to the sky. Let's do some ankle circles one way. Exhale, do some circles the other way. Inhale, stretch a little deeper. And exhale, lower the foot back down onto the ground. Take a deep breath. Deep breath out, pedal out the legs. Inhale the left foot up, stretch it. Exhale, start to do some ankle circles on this side one way. Exhale to the other way. Inhale, stretch up one more time. And exhale, gently bring that foot back down onto the mat. Go ahead and drop your knees, sit back into child's pose. Bring your forehead onto the mat. Feel the heat, the blood, the energy, all that running through your body. Take a deep breath. And actually focus on taking a deep breath. It can be a little hard to breathe sometimes when you're breathing heavy and we have the masks on in here. So take a second for yourself. If you need to take a sip of water and focus on actually breathing to not pass out. Take another deep breath in, tune back into that intention that you set. See if you're serving it. If not, make an intent to serve your body for the rest of this class. Take another deep breath in, another deep breath out. Walk your hands over to the left side. Fall over. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Go ahead and walk your hands back to the center of your mat when you're ready. A deep breath in and an exhale, falling into child's pose. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, walking over to the right side. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling, falling over. Inhaling, walking your hands back to center. And pull yourself up onto your tummies, laying flat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale your right foot to your hand. Stretch that for a second. Inhale your left leg. Stretch that for a second. Try and grab them both. If you can't, that's okay. But we're gonna lift up one more time here. Inhale, lifting everything up off the ground, holding these feet, extending our chest, but looking in the front of your mat or at your mat. Do not look at the front of your room and strain your neck. Looking down in front of you, feeling the stretch in your shoulders for 3, 2, 1. Gently release everything back down onto the mat. Sway your feet side to side. Your hands are up at your shoulders or out to a T. And you can let them drop when you're ready. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. With your next inhale, bring your hands back to your shoulders. Push yourself up into downward dog or upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, and send yourself back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Go ahead, inhale the right leg up to the sky and bring it up in between your hands. You can drop the back knee if you'd like, or you can keep the back leg lifted. We're going to inhale our hands up for a lunge. Find that balance, find breath for 3, 2, 1. Gently place your hands back down to frame that foot. Drop the knee. Bring both knees together for tabletop. Move through some cat-cows. Send the feet back, upward facing dog. And knee and downward facing dog. Go ahead and lift with your inhale, the left leg, and exhale to bring it up in between your hands. And lower your right knee or keep it lifted. We're going to go ahead and inhale, find that balance, find the strength in your core, strength everywhere else. Lifting yourself up, holding this lunge, falling deeper for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently frame your foot, drop the knees, send both knees together for tabletop. Move through some cat-cows. And go ahead, send back up into a high plank, into a low plank. Your knees can be dropped here. Upward facing dog. With your inhale and exhale, send everything back to downward dog. Go ahead and slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Add a little bit of a bend to your knee in this forward fold. Let your head drop all the way down. And slowly, keeping your fingertips on one part of your leg, rising with each vertebrae, come up to a standing position. Remove your hands from your legs and have them come out to your sides. Your palms facing up, letting your head drop back, your chin comes up to the sky for mountain pose. Feel the strength in your body by doing absolutely nothing. Literally just standing here and being a human. Feel how strong and powerful you are right here in this moment. Connect back to that breath. Be proud of the work that you just did. Taking a big deep breath, filling up your chest, exhaling everything. Lifting your hands up to the sky. Bringing your palms together. Heel toe your feet a little in. Bending at the knees and sinking down into your chair pose. Release your hands and kind of picture you squeezing your head together with your biceps and your triceps, engaging those arms, feeling the strength there and in your core and in your quads and in your feet. Everything here is working. So pick something and focus on it. Send breath to it for 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to heart center, forward fold. Exhale out everything. Sway side to side. Inhale to a halfway lift. Your hands are anywhere but your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale everything up to the sky. Bring your hands together and sink into your chair. Go ahead, bring your elbow to the outside of your knee and open your arms up. You can also bring the arm in the sky down behind your back for a half bind. You can also place your right hand in front of you on the ground for a block, with a block or at the ground, however you want to express your hands here. Go ahead for 3, 2, 1. Exhale and slowly make your way back to a forward fold, however you get there. Inhaling and taking a deep exhale. Inhale to a halfway lift and exhale everything down. Inhale everything up to the sky, bringing your hands together, bending at the knee. Coming down into your chair pose and twisting to the other side now. Expressing your hands the same way or a different way. However you need to get this twist, find it, breathe to it. Take one more deep breath in. With your exhale, move back into forward fold. Let everything drop. Add some more bend to your knees and place your hands underneath your feet. Taking a deep breath in. If you don't want to touch your feet and you want to place a block behind your heels, try and hold on to it back there. That can work. But connect with yourself. Feel grounded by your hands. Kind of picture this little circle that you're creating with your body, your mind, your thoughts, your breath, your movement, moving from your head down your arms into your hands, from your feet all the way up your body, back down to your head. Think of this. You think of yourself as a unit, your mind and your body in this wheel. Release everything, plant your hands back in front of you and lower yourself to a seated position, crossing your legs, trusting your hips to sit back, however you need to get there. Sitting in this seated position with a tall spine, inhale your hands up to the sky. Exhale them back down. Inhale your hands back up to the sky. Exhale them in front of you. Letting your head drop, releasing the tension in your shoulders and your neck. One last time while we're upright. Pull yourself forward up onto our last tabletop. Oh wait, I actually do that every time. I didn't want to do that. Stay seated, bring your legs out in front of you and lower yourself onto your back as slowly as you'd like. I always remember when I do that, I'm gonna have you guys laying on your stomach, and that's not where I want you. So lay here on your back, open your chest up to the sky, let your shoulders create the skin behind your shoulders. Let that create a little cushion for you. Let the skin on your bum create a cushion for you. Just become your own natural, loving rest spot. Just you and your body. Inhale both of your knees into your chest. Bringing your head up off the ground. Really coming into this tight little ball of love. Exhaling, sending everything back out like a star. Merry, happy holidays. Bring everything back up, squeeze everything in. With your inhale, really give yourself the biggest hug you've ever given yourself in your life. And then exhale, bring everything back. Go ahead and just inhale your right knee or your left knee now, whatever knee you want really. Just draw that in, feel that stretch in your hip, and then drop the knee to the opposite side, twisting over and letting your arms come out to a T. You need to keep your hand on your knee to keep pressing it into the ground. Go ahead and do that, but keep your shoulders as pressed into your mat as you can. Taking one more, actually like two more big deep breaths here. Really twisting the spine and inhaling, lengthening, really focusing on the connection to your body and this back massage you're giving yourself. Go ahead and with your next inhale, bring that knee back up to the center, draw it in one more time, knees to chest. Drawing your right knee now, knees to chest, double hug. And keep the right knee bent at your chest and the left leg out in front of you. Stretch out just this one now, or whatever the opposite foot is, and slowly drop it over to the opposite side, keeping your hand there to guide it, and dropping the opposite shoulder back on the other side, keeping that shoulder pressed into the ground. Your hip pressed into your mat. You can kind of lift and push that back to let that knee fold over a little more, adjusting your body to get the stretch you need. It doesn't have to look like the person next to you or me. I do not have your body. You do not have mine. So however you need to get to that pose and feel comfortable, move. And your movement is perfect as long as you're not hurting yourself. Breathe to this stretch for one more deep breath. And go ahead, come back out of this pose to a flat back, drawing both of your knees into your chest and extending them up to the sky. Holding yourself behind your knees, keeping these legs straight and trying to draw them into your chest. You can go ahead and place your hands at your lower back, replace your block there, to kind of lift yourself up a little bit and just feel gravity do the work on your feet. I'll be putting you into a nice happy baby after this. So work on something a little different for now. Play around with your feet moving on their own, feeling like this little dancing upside down grasshopper. You all look like beautiful little yogi humans. Breathing to wherever you need these last moments of stretching. And wherever your feet are, drawing them into your chest for a hug. And while your feet are here, grabbing the feet, grabbing the toes, and coming into happy baby. Bending your knees as much as you want or as little as you want. Rocking side to side. If you literally fall over and hit the wall, I do it up here all the time. Nobody cares. Get out this last bits of stretch. Love your body. Love how it feels right now to move and express yourself. Because when you release this pose, wherever you fall comfortably, where you will spend your shavasana. So do whatever last stretch you have to do here, whatever last hug you want to give yourself. Bringing your body down onto the ground, all 4 points. Tuning back into your natural organic breath for a few moments of uninterrupted peace. You can keep a block at your lower back or your back. That's something that's in your practice. Do whatever you need to do in these moments here to relax and feel vulnerable. While you're laying here in Shavasana, I welcome you to a few words that I have. You all need to start learning how to select your thoughts, just the same way you select which clothes to wear each morning. This is a power that you're able to cultivate. You want to control things in your life so badly, then work on your mind. That's the only thing you should be trying to control. Drop everything else but that. Because if you can't learn to master your thinking, you cannot master anything else. So go ahead and picture your mind as a harbor, saying you will not welcome any unhealthy thoughts anymore. Every time a diminishing thought arises, repeat the vow, I will not harbor unhealthy thoughts anymore. When you hear this and you hear the word harbor, you can understand that it's a place of refuge and a port of entry. Picture the harbor of your mind, a little beat up perhaps, a little storm worn, but well situated and with a nice depth. The harbor of your mind is an open bay, the only access to the island of yourself. The island has been through some wars, it is true, but it is now committed to peace under a new leader, you, who has instituted new policies to protect that place. And now let the word go out across the 7 seas that there are much, much stricter laws on the books about who may enter your harbor. You may not come here anymore with your hard and abusive thoughts, with your plague ships of thoughts, with your slave ships of thoughts, with your warships. All of these will be turned away. This is now a peaceful harbor, the entryway to a fine and proud island that is only now beginning to cultivate tranquility. You can abide by these new laws. Tell your thoughts this, then you are welcome to the mind. Otherwise, you shall turn them all back toward the sea where they once came. This should be your mission, and it should never end. I hope some part of that resonated with you all as you're lying here with your eyes closed in this vulnerable state. So go ahead and start to bring awareness back into yourself, back into that beautiful harbor of your mind and body, making little waves with your fingers and your toes, making bigger waves with your ankles and your wrists, making strong winds with that forceful breath again, tuning back into everything that is you. Go ahead and keep the eyes closed here as you draw both of your knees slowly back into your chest. Cross your left ankle over your right knee and draw your thigh in. Feel that stretch here. Keeping your eyes closed, both your knees are bent, and you're gonna cross your other ankle over your left knee. Draw this in behind your thighs. Pull this closer. Release and draw both of your knees into your chest for one last giant hug. Tell yourself how amazing you are right now in your head. Literally say it, I am amazing right now. And drop your knees off to whichever side is comfortable, bringing your forehead and your hand over, connecting with the ground, in fetal position, reminding yourself that you're a human here on this earth for a reason. You came to this class for a reason. I substituted this class for a reason, everything. Keeping your eyes closed, push yourself up. Feel your strength, feel your confidence, keeping your eyes closed. We're all gonna sit here together, the guidance of my voice. Our hands are by our sides. We're inhaling everything up to the sky. Bringing our hands together and slowly lowering them to our forehead, where I welcome you all to kind thoughts. Lowering them to your lips, where I welcome you all to kind words. And finally, bringing your hands to heart center, where I welcome you all to kind souls. Thank you for joining me in this practice this morning. Namaste. You guys are awesome. Holy crap. That like stretched me. I'm like all over. I'm like, you guys are great. Thank you so much. And there's spray in the back there. Put your blocks right where they are. I'll move them, I'll clean them. If there's anything else, there's no one coming here to the studio, no to class. So if there's a pose or something that you want to do on your mat, you have the space to do so. I'm just going to turn on these lights for a moment and thank everyone on Zoom. And then, because we're ready to go. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You guys have a great one.
Bye.
Thanks, Nikki.
Awesome.
Bye.
My pleasure, y'all. Have a good one. Hi, Mom. Love you. Mom. Yeah. Cross is here too. You came with me.
Bye, great job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Mom. I love you.